Welcome to what we hope will be a weekly video update of what we're doing here at Armadale Auto Parts. I'll try and keep my ugly mug out of it. We'll show you some of the stuff we're working on, some of the projects we're doing, some of the cars we're working on, and at the end of the video I'll do a little montage of cars that I've called in during the week. So we've been working on this 46 International for Bryce quite some time. Came to us as basically a cab sitting on a chassis, and that was about it. So we've gone through, fitted the airbag system, fabricated a rear tray, a whole bunch of other jobs, rust repairs on the cab, etc. But this week, one of the jobs we did was fit up these Moon Eyes gauges. This is the Speedtacular series, where if you look closely, you'll see there's a tacho built into the Speedo. So it saves having the extra gauge, so just a 5-piece gauge set. As you can see, we've also been fitting up the aircon vents. See one sitting there on the hood. We've still got a little bit of trimming just to get them to fit into the holes properly, but you can see where they're going to be. One of the other jobs that we've also been doing is fitting the E-level controller into the dash. The customer wanted it mounted more or less permanently in the dash and slightly recessed. Still a little bit of tidying up and tapping to do, but you get the idea of what it's going to look like. And in a second I'll show you how Craig did the job. So you can see here for the E-level controller that was mounted in the dash, what Craig did was basically make a wooden buck to the correct shape. In here you can see the first sort of rough one we did just to make sure it all worked. You get the idea. He's made the template, rounded the edges, and dropped a piece of steel in. Then the male flipped over, dropped in there. You can see the two locating screws to guide it, and then it was put into a press and pressed out. Once we got the basic shape, Craig then tapped it, got it a bit neater, then cut it out and then welded it into the dash as you saw previously. This 1934 Plymouth 3-window coupe, yes, it is factory, apparently very rare, only a handful coach built in Australia. It came to us to basically get registered. It's been around for a while, customers put it together, finished it, but it never actually got through the registration process. It's had a fair few miles put on it, just on permits and taken to different events, but now he wants to get it legally registered, and it had a few little issues that we've had to address. Not big things, just got it inspected, a handful of small jobs, a couple of small items underneath, touching chassis and that sort of thing. It did have a braking issue, i.e. it really didn't have a lot of brakes. And as you can see, the 427 Chevy big block, you kind of want it to stop. So we fitted a vacuum tank and pump system. We had to rebuild, I'll get the brake booster rebuilt. And we've also had the front calipers rebuilt. So hopefully Tuesday we'll bleed them up. And that should be the issues fixed with the brakes. And then it just needs a couple of minor things done after that. License plate lights, a couple of reflectors. We had to do a battery hold down and a few things like that. And then it should be good to be registered. Every now and again, this neglected 59 Chevy that belongs to myself, we sometimes work on it. It's a bit hard sometimes as you kind of walk out the back and you think, well, I better work on a customer's car, not my own. This week I managed to get a couple of little jobs done just in the engine bay. Nothing really big, but I managed to fit up the power steering pump and bracket, get the alternator on, work out the belts, get the pulleys on, and that sort of thing. So at least I got a little job done. And with a bit of luck, we'll keep chipping away at it and finish it one day.